everyone. Welcome to the Food and Beverage Leaders Podcast. I'm Andy Barr, owner of Barr Transportation. We're so glad you joined us today. Now, our mission here is very simple at Barr Transportation. It's to provide you with the most reliable and honest national transportation for your goods, paired with proactive communication throughout the entire life of the load. Now, this podcast is designed exactly for you. It's for sales managers, produce managers, logistics managers, traffic managers, the entire C-suite, anyone else who really wants to perform at the top of their game in this global food and beverage industry. So whether you're big or small, West Coast or East Coast, this podcast is meant for you. Now make sure to stick around at the end of each show and we'll reveal how you can apply to be on the show yourself so you can grow your authority, build partnerships, and help your business boom. Interviews are about 15 to 20 minutes long, and I'll leave you with my favorite quote: preparation plus opportunity equals success. That's it. I'll see you on the inside. Enjoy this episode. All right, everyone. So welcome back to another episode of the Food and Beverage Leaders Podcast. I'm here with Sam Madani. Sam, what's going on? How you doing, sir?
I'm doing incredible. Thank you so much for having me. Absolutely.
Bomani Cold Buzz. That's just a fun name. And if you don't have the cold buzz underneath that, I want to know what Bomani is. So thank you for the little help there with the label. Let's kind of jump right into it. Who are you? What is Bomani, and how did you get into this coffee business?
Yeah, absolutely. Well, thank you again for having me. The Bomani Cold Buzz story starts with my two co-founders, Kai and Amin, and myself, all working in investment banking in New York City. We were working these crazy days, 14, 15, 16 hours a day, 80 hours a week, and decided that when we wanted to go out on the weekend, there had to be a better alternative to enjoy our alcohol with a little bit of energy. We didn't really want to go the alcohol plus energy drink route. There's a lot of sugars, lots of carbs, lots of synthetic caffeine.
Sure.
It wasn't what we wanted to put in our body. And the other option was to go get like an espresso martini or coffee cocktail. But number one, we had a lot of friends who were bartenders and restaurateurs who hated making those drinks because they were low margin and heavy lift. Number two, as customers, we didn't like the inconvenience that every time we wanted one of those cocktails, we had to go to a bar or restaurant to get it. And finally, it still didn't solve the problem with sugars and carbs and dairy. So our whole vision for Bomani Cold Buzz was to create alcohol-infused cold brew coffee as the better alternative to alcohol plus caffeine. And we defined better as three things: healthier, tastier, more convenient. We said, if we could do those three things really, really well, we're going to have a hit product in our hands. So then came the 2 hours a night. The 2 hours a night after work, every night, we decided, let's see if we can develop this idea. In those late night hours, we were energetic, happy. We had the second wind of energy that was hitting us at 2 o'clock in the morning that made us more awake and engaged than we were all day at our corporate jobs. And we defined that feeling as discovering a sense of purpose, and ultimately decided to name Bomani Bomani because that translates to have purpose. And then to your point, Cold Buzz was kind of our creative way of introducing alcohol-infused cold brew coffee.
Awesome. So how long were you working both jobs?
So we had the idea. We decided we were going to pursue Bomani on June 24th of 2018. We then spent about 6 months learning the industry, figuring out how we could actually get the product made. And then in 2019, we announced Bomani, and to our surprise, we had more demand than we knew what to do with. So we quit our jobs in early 2019 and spent the rest of 2019 building the supply chain to support that demand. We sold our very first can 2 weeks before shelter in place. Believe it or not. Crazy timing.
Wow.
Very thankful to say, though, we had a couple of fundamentals we stuck to. We were able to continually be nimble, pivot, and adapt as the market changed. Sitting here today, we are in a handful of states. Our team is growing every day. We raised $3.5 million, one of the largest seed capital rounds of 2020.
Nice.
Thank you so much. Major retailers. We're in Whole Foods. We're in Ralph's. We're in Total Wine. We're in Stater Brothers. We're in Sprouts.
I was going to ask, do I buy this online? Do I go to the grocery store? What's the 90% of the avenue?
Yeah, so really a majority of our business is still traditional retail. A lot of alcohol in general is bought at retail because it's such an impulse purchase. Think of it. You're going to have some friends over. You might want to go grab alcohol from your local store. and you probably don't have a specific list. This brand vodka, this brand tequila. You kind of just go and buy what feels right that moment.
Sure.
So a lot of our sales is still traditional retail. We are one of the most viewed alcohol brands on TikTok. Our hashtag Bomani partner has 29 million views almost.
Oh my gosh.
And that kind of led to a lot of a business for us in the DTC realm as well. So it's
Okay.
really whatever you prefer. You can save on shipping if you go to the store, but it's a lot more convenient if you order it to your door.
Exactly. Okay. And are you the only one in the space that does coffee and alcohol?
So it's a good question. I think there are a lot of products out there that are what we call adjacent. They're not true competitors. They're just serving a different target audience. There are a lot out there that have either sugar and milk in them. They're kind of catered to the more, they're like discount beer drinkers, like cheaper beer drinkers who those products may appeal to. We didn't feel like there was a seltzer version of what seltzer is to the beer category. Bomani should be to the hard coffee category. So we've had a lot of success there and kind of having our own niche.
Definitely. Okay. Sounds good. And you probably got some samples, so, okay.
Yeah.
So how about this? When you look at the coffee industry as a whole, right? The whole industry as a whole, what's happening? Is Starbucks calling you or have, should I acquire, these guys, or, what's the space like?
I think no matter what space you look at right now in beverage, and coffee is a perfect example of this, people are always looking for more convenient products. They want to be able to grab it, crack it, and drink it. Now, on top of that, people are also looking for products they can customize and make their own. Statistically, people are more likely to repurchase a product if they can customize it to their liking. So for example, Bomani, you can drink it out of the can, you can pour it over ice, you can add just simple cream and sugar because it is 0 sugar, 0 carbs, gluten-free and dairy-free. And you can add those things if you like it that way. You can also use Bomani as the base of nearly 100 cocktails, right? So we're tapping into both of those categories of offering the convenience. You can grab the can, just crack it and drink it as it is. You can pour it over ice if that's how you prefer your coffee, or you can make it into your own custom cocktail. And that kind of like mass customizability is a trend that we're seeing in just coffee and beverage overall.
That's really nice that, like you said, it's adaptable. I can just have it as is, or I can add it to another cocktail. It's not like it has to be this. The sugar is already in it. It's very adaptable. So that's awesome. With pandemic and the COVID and things of that nature, how's business?
So we very thankful to say that we survived and we thrived actually in 2020. I think a lot of the people, when they think of alcohol in 2020, you see the top line that a lot of the alcohol companies grew, but it was a lot of the brand name companies that grew. A lot of the younger companies, we had trouble as a younger company getting our brand name out there. But one of the things that we did that I'm really thankful that we did stemmed from a piece of advice that my mom gave us. My mom is, she came to this country with nothing, put herself through college working at a gas station. She's an incredible person and built a very, very wildly successful company. And one of the pieces of advice she gave us was, look, a healthy, successful business is not a business with a good plan. A healthy and successful business is a business that can adapt and pivot quickly. So before COVID, before any of the craziness of 2020, we put together a business model that could do exactly that, adapt and pivot quickly. So when COVID first hit, number one, Bomani is 5.7% ABV. We donated 5.7% of our net proceeds to the Bartenders Emergency Assistance Program because it was the right thing to do and it was the right thing to invest in our friends and colleagues who weren't able to earn their wages. Thank you. No, I think it was the right thing to do. On top of that, we said, okay, look, how are we living right now? Because a lot of the big companies were coming out with these ads that said something like, oh, we're all in this together. Now buy our product. And I was like, what is this? What is this? It was so inauthentic.
Right.
We said oppositely, okay, right now, what are we going through? We can't work out at the gym. So let's host Instagram live workouts, partner with Barry's bootcamp instructors, other professional fitness instructors to just do workouts on our Instagram live. It wasn't about making a Bomani ad out of workouts. It was just about investing in our customer base. Rather than sell 1 million Bomanis to 1 million people, sell 1 million Bomanis to 1,000 people who you care about, who you can build a relationship with. So we did that. We did a lot of co-branding. What else is going on at home? Okay, we did a co-brand with a breakfast foods company last fall. Rather than go to your nearest restaurant to eat brunch, because a lot of people drink Bomani at brunch, let's bring brunch to the comfort of your own home. So changing the narrative, adapting to kind of what their role was like week after week, month after month, I think gave us that edge to actually build a customer base.
I mean, when you are a startup, that is a huge advantage, right? You're like a jet ski, right? You can pivot so quickly, where you've got these, barges that take 3 hours to pivot, right? So like it's something that I'm sure you've seen a huge return on, even though it wasn't really your intent. It was just, okay, how can we stay connected? How can we give back? How can we just go through this together, literally, and not just with a warm commercial? I actually literally partner with berries, do the partnering with the breakfast company, right? That all makes sense. So kudos to you guys for doing it right.
I appreciate it. Well, kudos to all the people who took a risk on trying Bomani and investing in Bomani and believing in the brand, and even amidst launching in a totally unprecedented landscape.
Absolutely. So how can our listeners help you? Like, what are you looking for? What's out there, partnerships, or just how can our listeners help you?
That's a great question. I think I would like to ask the listeners how we can help them as well. I wish I could. If you have a way that you think Bomani can help you, shoot us a DM on Instagram at drinkbomani. That's BOMANI. Or shoot us an email on our website. We have a little contact form on there. Website's just drinkbomani.com. And if I were to say, how could the listeners help us? Give us a shot. Go to your local retailer. Use the store locator we have on our website. It was expensive, so please use it. Use the store locator. Find a store near you. Give us a shot. Let us know how you like Bomani best. If you're one of the people who's just straight out of the can, pouring it over ice. If you do like a specific cocktail. If you have a cocktail recommendation, actually that's a great way. We have people submit cocktail recommendations all the time. Like, hey, we had someone submit Bomani. It was like a raspberry liqueur and peanut butter whiskey. And there's like, this was a Bomani PB&J. And it's delicious. So if you have a cocktail idea for Bomani, do not hesitate to shoot us a note, post it on Instagram and tag us, the whole nine. Just give us a shot. Enjoy Bomani.
That's awesome. Bomani PB&J. That's next up on my list.
There you go.
Sam, pleasure having you. Any last words? Any closing words as we wrap up?
Any last words? What a dramatic question. No, I'm just kidding. Any closing words? Just like I said, thank you so much for having me. For anybody who's listening and wants to learn more about Bomani, like I said, our Instagram and our TikTok are both just at drinkbomani. Our website is drinkbomani.com. You can find Bomani at a retailer near you, grocery store, liquor store, and you can order online, whatever you prefer. And at the end of the day, just thankful to be here, thankful to be surrounded by incredible people, incredible team, and the incredible Bomani community.
That's awesome. Sam, thank you for your time, sir. Listeners, let's go try some hard coffee, some hard cold brew. What is it? It's cold brew. Hard cold buzz. Cold buzz. Hard cold buzz.
Cold buzz. There you go.
There you go. All right, everyone. Take care. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye.
All right. Thank you for listening to the Food and Beverage Leaders Podcast. I'm Andy Barr with Barr Transportation. Now, if you are a successful leader in the food and beverage space, believe in your company, and want to share your story, really look no further. All you have to do is go to bartrans, BAHRTRANS.com/podcast/apply to apply to be on the show. Lastly, if you enjoyed listening to our show, please consider sharing the link or a screenshot on your social media accounts. We want to help as many people as possible who truly believe education and discussion is where it all starts. Of course, if you know someone that would be a great guest, connect us and we'll explore to see if it's a good fit. Again, thank you for listening to the Food and Beverage Leaders Podcast. And as always, we'll leave you with our favorite quote: preparation plus opportunity equals success. Now go crush life, and we'll see you again soon.